Welcome to Gold Derby. I'm senior editor Denton Davidson here with Purvi Dogra, the home cook from East Windsor, New Jersey, who was eliminated in 16th place on MasterChef, representing the Northeast in the United Tastes of America. Purvi, thanks for joining me today. You know, you went home on butter chicken, a dish that the judges said was right in your wheelhouse. So what went wrong?
I I just don't know what happened because when I saw the chicken, I knew I'm going to be making butter chicken and I knew I'm going to be in top four because I have cooked this dish for so many years. But when I was called for bottom and I was like, I don't know what I did. And it was just nerve-wracking to be standing there and getting eliminated on butter chicken. That's a nightmare for me.
When you were called into that bottom three, was it a surprise or were you expecting it based on how they sort of walk around intimidatingly, kind of like looking at everyone's dishes, asking questions? Did they give you some sort of an idea that they weren't impressed with it? Because you looked confident heading into the challenge, or was it a shock to you that you were called in the bottom three?
It was a shock to me when I was called for the bottom three because I remember a Gordon coming on my station and talking to before that, to be honest with you, I did not know that was his favorite dish. I would have never cooked it, no matter what. But I thought it's chicken tikka masala. It's similar, but it's just different, two different dishes. That's why I didn't go with that one. I knew that it's from London. He has had this so many times. So when it was complete shock, and then I don't remember which one of the judges did tasted my sauce, and they said it was good. So I was fully confident that I will be in top four.
Wow. So then what was particularly devastating about your elimination is that it was sort of a surprise because they actually sent Sarah home first. And then they announced there would be two eliminations, which they haven't done this season yet. So did that sort of twist the knife a little bit? I mean, did you think you were safe when they eliminated Sarah?
Well, yeah, definitely. I knew that one of the naan which I cooked was because the naan I cooked was perfectly done. So I started doing something else. So half of that naan was burnt. So I had to cook another one and I didn't have time. So whatever I had, I placed it. So, and after that, when I knew that one of the naan was not cooked and my bad luck, Gordon Ramsay picked up the same naan and he showed it to me. And I said, I'm sorry, you know what? It's just good chef have bad days. And today was my bad day. And then when he came out and he said, Sarah is going home, for that split of a second, I was like, oh my God, I'm saved. And then he said, there's another one going. And I knew it was me because then I knew Jennifer is not going home.
Yeah, because she won the last two, so
Yeah,
she sort
yeah.
of had an advantage being in where she was in the competition at the moment.
Mhm.
Well, let's talk about a better moment for you, the day you earned your white apron. What was it like to walk in the MasterChef kitchen for the first time and audition for those judges?
I still feel it was a dream at that time. And they asked me to make bun cakes. And I was like, I was a little nervous because sometimes baking does not go too well and it's an audition round, but luckily it went very well. And I got 4 yeses. That was the biggest thing. And I was the first one to get 4 yeses. So after that, I became so confident. And I said, you know what? I can cook because I've been cooking savory for such a long time. I just started making desserts 3 years ago. So I got this. I am going to be in top three. I got this. But it's just, I guess, luck, bad luck.
So when you go in, do you have sort of a list of things that you're hoping to make, and then they sort of choose like, okay, we want you to do a desserts? Because you did, Daphne Oz was the guest judge that week, and you got four very enthusiastic yeses. It was one of the best reviewed auditions.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, what happened was that they asked us to give us few dishes to them, and then they will pick. We didn't know what we were cooking, but they picked up and they said, "Oh, or the producers and everybody wants you to make the bun cakes with different flavors because gulab jamun is one of the Indian dessert which is all over the world. Most of the people know about it, so that's what they wanted." So I said, "Okay, I'll make it," but I was a little nervous because, as I said earlier, baking is a challenge. You can go wrong right there, or you can just got eliminated.
What was the highlight of the competition for you? Like what, when you look back at all the crazy stuff you did, like cooking for all those emergency, that huge barbecue that you had to throw, and just the different mystery challenges. What was the highlight of the competition for you, and what was the biggest challenge?
The highlight definitely, I would say, was my audition round. That's one thing which will always be close to my heart. And the challenge which I was definitely the firefighter episode, because it was so windy and we picked up the wrong meat and everything was going wrong at that time. And I was like, at some point I did tell them, let's go for chicken, because there are 100 firefighters you have to feed. But then I'm not very good with meats, so they said, okay, the pork is good. So I said, okay, that's fine. Everybody's thinking about it, so we can do it. But that was one of the challenge which I felt, that episode was really tough.
And it's tough with different teams. I talked to Ryan and he said the pork chops in that challenge were about twice as thick as he thought they were going to be and half frozen. So he was like, it was not, it wasn't as simple as it may have appeared.
No, it doesn't, because that's what they said. And I do not cook pork. So when I looked at the pork chop and I was like, man, it's going to take hours to just, I don't know. I don't cook grill, right? My husband does the grilling and I do everything else. So those pork chop is really, really thick, but he did the great job. Whatever he could, he did it. So it was a little challenge. And then we were 8 people in our group and they were 10. They had 2 people advantage in there. So, it just so happened like that.
Was there any dish that you were just dying to make, like something you had up your sleeve that you're like, if the right challenge comes along, I can make this dish and I'm going to nail it? What was it?
This is one thing which going to haunt me all my life. They eliminated me and the next round was cake. And I was like, oh my God. Because they all told that I'm a dessert person. I have a business, right? So I wanted to do cake. I wanted to make sure that I give them cake. And I was pretty sure that I would be confident, because it's just up my sleeves. I can make cakes. I'm making cakes for such a long time.
What judge was the most intimidating?
Definitely Joe. Do I have to tell?
Everyone says that, and I just like to hear it over and over again, because I think
Yeah, but
he's so entertaining for me to watch.
No, but the thing was, Joe was very nice to me on my audition run. He was the first one who said yes. But then when he's coming to, I feel, because it's a competition, when they come to talk to you on your station, they're such nice people. I can't even tell you. They're talking one-to-one, and when they are judging your food, oh my God, he can be nasty. So
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. So I just feel that there's 2 kinds of personality. And I was like, he was just so nice when he came on my station. Why is he talking to me like this now?
Purvi, tell me about your background. I would love to hear your sort of story and your story with cooking. Where did you learn to cook, and when did it become a passion for you?
It was actually, my mom was from a part of India called Kashmir, and there was like good food coming from there, right? So I have seen good food in my house since I was little, when I can remember. So she used to cook, and then I used to tell her I have the interest. And I remember that I finished my 10th grade and I told my mom I want to do some baking courses. And then that's where I felt that cooking gives me peace. Like sometimes I'm so stressed at work. I'm an accountant and then I have a baking business. So I'm doing 2 jobs right now, basically. But anytime if I get stressed, to be honest with you, I will just pick up a cupcake and I will start icing it, because those are my relief, which gives me as if I'm in my own zone. This is what I want to do.
So what's next for you? You mentioned you have a business and you're still doing accounting. So where can people find you online, or where can they find your food? What's next for you, Purvi?
I definitely will be opening up a dessert shop, because I want to showcase desserts from all over the world. And every week I want to change menu. So if one week is Italy, so they can come and try. Not all the people can go travel, but they can at least have that same dessert from their favorite country and enjoy it. My company, they can find me on Instagram, which is Chef Purvi, for my savory more products, and everything but plates is my dessert part of it. So I'm in New Jersey, and there's a lot of people who just can reach out to me on Instagram. And then if they're looking for a cake, I'm available.
Well, we were sad to see you leave the competition, but what an accomplishment just to make that top 20. And it was fun to watch you compete. And we wish you the best of luck moving forward with everything. And Purvi, thanks for chatting with Gold Derby today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time too.